I probably shouldn't have, but all I have to compare is, ayahuasca ceremonies. And I can say that they are completely different. So, one thing about, and again, I emphasize that, they're both psychedelics and that's where their similarities end. That's where they start. That's where they end. They're completely different. So in ayahuasca, as the more medicine you take, the more you've done it, the higher you tend to go, right? And that's with whether it's psilocybin or ayahuasca or bufo. I mean, it's you go upwards. So Iboga's the complete opposite in the sense that it's inward. So their belief is that, your soul has always been and always will be. Therefore, it came from the source, and therefore you have all the answers within you. So instead of looking outward to the universe, you look into yourself and you have all the answers and all the knowledge within you. And so that's the whole theory. It's you don't go higher, you go low and deeper within yourself. Okay. That said, the ceremony, the first night, first of all, I went there for 6 days. That was just, yeah, I went there longer because I visited a friend early on and I stayed there thereafter. But the time they want you there is 6 days, and we only do two ceremonies, which I thought, wow, I can do three ayahuasca ceremonies in a row. But there is a reason, and believe me, I think you need the time. So their ceremony is really you sit around, around fire, and the facilitator or the shaman will really just ask questions. What are you here, to get out of the medicine? And really and really it's about asking questions, and it's their teachings, of how the medicine works, how, their belief system. They are very, very straightforward. If they'll call bullshit when they when they hear it. All right. So it's not, you're not there to, get a bunch of love and light. There it's it's straight truth, and again, if they smell bullshit, they'll call you on it. So, which I appreciate, right? We're on a fire, and everyone's taking their turn, and kind of just going over what the reasons are there for, and what they want to get out of it, and questions, to some degree, the questions that you have, because before you get there, you're told write down about 5 to 10 questions that you have, and they're going to be answered, or they should be answered within one of the two ceremonies that you're going to do. So we kind of go over the questions, and again the intent of what you want to get out of it, and again they teach you that they go over their teachings and what they believe. One thing that struck me about their belief, which I really hold on to, many of us, I am definitely guilty of that, and definitely have in the past, where I'm always thinking about the past, or in the past, and or the future. Rarely am I, in the present. And they have a belief system that the past is an illusion, and so is the future. So the only thing that is real is now. And to me, that resonated because I am guilty of that. That, I either would look back to the past and, great things or bad things that have happened, or look forward to the future where, I'm not living my life now and not being grateful for what's the moment that I'm living today. So that's one of the things that really resonated with me of their teachings, being the present, being now. In fact, to that point, I asked them, what is their belief in the afterlife? What is their belief in, in God, and what happens, when we do pass? So in short, they don't think about it. They don't, that's not in there. They don't even have vocabulary. It's not in vocabulary to actually talk about, the afterlife or God. The only prayer that they pray is the word thank you. And so it's not, but the whole point I'm trying to make is that they're really about the present, not the future, not what's going to happen now, just, be in the moment. unlike that's their number one teaching, just be in the moment.